A few years ago, when I was in Peru, I did a psychedelic ayahuasca hoping to heal from my past relationships. If you are wondering what is ayahuasca, ayahuasca is a traditional Amazonian brew with psychoactive properties, and its effects are very similar to LSD and magic mushrooms. So yeah, I was taking drugs while I was in South America. Hi, my name is Evan and you're watching Fearless Passport. I talk about things that I learned traveling to 22 countries, and today I want to share with you my experience in ayahuasca ceremony. In Amazonian culture, ayahuasca is believed to call upon spirit communications for healing and religious purpose. Simply said, ayahuasca can open up your third eye, and anyone seeking a cure in mental, spiritual, and emotions can get an answers to their problem. Just like how LSD, there's studies saying that LSD and mushroom could help mental anxiety, addiction, and also depression. Traditionally, a shaman who leads the ayahuasca ceremony, he will prepare the brew by boiling barks of Banisteriopsis caapi along with leaves of Psychotria viridis and later on reduced to a sticky brown liquid. I decided to join ayahuasca purely because I was very curious. I wondered how would the ceremony change me and whether it could open up my third eye. Before the ceremony, a part of me had always felt empty, unhappy, and sad. And after the ceremony, I kind of felt like that part of me healed from the past relationships. I feel a little bit of love, I feel peace and contented. So it's pretty amazing. So I want to share with you my first ayahuasca ceremony. It was at a seaside, and that night was freezing. We had a campfire, the wind was blowing, the wave was strong, so it's quite romantic to lie on the seaside, getting hallucinated while listening to all of the waves and strong winds. The ceremony began by the shamanist blowing a kind of medicinal plant powder, right into my nose. Like, oh my god, it was so choking. After the powder, we have to consume a small cup of ayahuasca brew. It tastes kind of like bitter, and it has a very strong, a little bit sweet aftertaste. And it took me approximately 1 hour for the medicine to kick in. Slowly, I was completely under the medicines. I couldn't move. I was extremely vulnerable. I lose all of my energy. I feel myself getting smaller and smaller. My entire body was shrinking like a baby lying on the cradle. And when I barely moved my hands up, I saw not a normal adult hand, but a wrinkled hand, like full with wrinkles, with the size of a baby. I remember I saw my shamanist morph into a witch with a very scary face while she was chanting and singing Andes music for the entire night. After the first ceremony, I was kind of regretting not able to open up my third eye. When I told my shamanist what I saw that night, like the wrinkled baby hand, and she herself morphed into a witch, she explained that I inherited a kind of trauma from my father, which he inherited from his father as well. So what kind of emotional trauma is that? She cannot explain, but I guess it is unhappiness, some kind of a complex post-traumatic stress which can be inherited from the first generation survivors to their children and further generations of offspring. So I decided to try a second ayahuasca ceremony to find out the answers to the trauma. This time I was given a stronger brew, a stronger medicine in hope to bring up my higher self and open up my third eye. But unfortunately, nothing happened. Like nothing happened. There was no dark entity, no vision, no awakening. Yeah, so I guess I have not done enough for my spirit, so the realizations didn't appear. Most of the backpackers that I met in South America feedback that the ayahuasca was a profound experience because they saw a spirit or the voice talking to them, like quoting their own words. Ayahuasca remove their egos and show them the right path. So yeah, it's very different for individual. Overall, I'm really grateful that I did ayahuasca. It's one of the most memorable experience when I was in South America. Remember in the first place I mentioned a part of me had always felt empty. Surprisingly, after ayahuasca, a part of me that is healed. I felt love, contented, and it seems like ayahuasca healed me in one way or another. So would I recommend you to do ayahuasca? The answer is not really. Why? Because I truly think that inner peace doesn't come from external stimulus. Finding a little peace from problems we are dealing with, medicines, with drugs, or whatever, is only temporary access. Quick disclaimer, I do not have depressions or any addictions problem. I understand there's a lot of papers, like a lot of journals, studies show that ayahuasca, LSD or mushroom can indeed treat acute mental issues. For me, ayahuasca, it gave me a certain relief, but the emptiness was back, like seriously, after I'm back to Malaysia. And if I had not realized it fast enough, should I didn't pull myself back together, I would be the same lost sheep as I was before I did ayahuasca. And the second reason I do not recommend ayahuasca is the risk of being taken advantage of. Usually an ayahuasca comes in a retreat. You book a tour to a temple in Amazon forest, but that kind of program will charge you about easily $1,400 for a 9 days retreat. I booked my shamanist through a Peruvian friend, and I paid approximately 1,000 Peruvian soles, which is about 1,000 ringgit Malaysia as well, for both ceremonies. So it's very difficult to find a legitimate ayahuasca center. Even me myself, I cannot trust my shamanist 100% because my ayahuasca is considered very cheap compared to the retreats and programs available out there. So no one can really prove that she is a legit shamanist. Should I trust the wrong person? I could have been raped, robbed, or whatever at my most vulnerable states. Imagine you yourself hallucinated on the seaside, barely even have the energy to raise your hands. Evidence of ayahuasca dates back to 1,000 years ago, and it is only in the past 5 to 10 years when the travel backpacking wave blows over, ayahuasca became one of the very popular and must-do activities in South America. From this, you will know that some illegitimate shaman or shamanist taking advantage of the trend to make big money. If not, why do you think a retreat would cost more than $1,000, right? It costs even more if you didn't do ayahuasca in South America alone. I read some news that there is shamans, they travel to Canada, Netherlands to perform ayahuasca ceremony, and I believe the cost is way much higher. The third reason that I do not recommend ayahuasca because it can be even more traumatizing after the ceremony. A lot of people may come to ayahuasca because they do not respond to any other conventional treatment for their depressions and acute mental problems. So if you have such chaos in your mind, during ayahuasca, your biggest fear might appear, like your childhood wound, scary things, demons. They will appear to challenge you. Even for ordinary people like me, I saw a witch. And I saw elves as well. I saw an elf flying in front of me and suddenly it just disappeared. Maybe it's just part of my imagination. But what is the meaning behind the elf, behind the witch and the wrinkled hand? I don't know. I cannot really find an answer. Neither do my shamanist. She can give me a correct answer. So you might be disappointed if you insist to bring out your higher self just like me, unless you are deeply traumatized, which I cannot speak on behalf. So most likely you might find ayahuasca rewarding in the short term, but in the deeper long-term benefits, it requires further purification process and deeper connections that penetrates to the very core of the soul. Just like I said in the first point, sufficient self-work and meditation probably will bring you more rewarding inner peace than just a ceremony. Apart from ayahuasca, I also took San Pedro, which is a cactus native to Andes mountain. It is used as a traditional medicine for healing and religious divinations. From North Argentina to the south of Bolivia and the Peru, San Pedro is everywhere. Usually it is fresh cut and brewed as tea, but I got mine in the form of dry powder, mix it with water and drink. If you are interested of my story taking San Pedro and also marijuana in South America, let me know in the comments down below. Probably I'll make another video of it if I have more than 50 comments. My next video is about my experience volunteering in Brazil during the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympic Games and the corruptions behind the glamorous sports game.
11-19. Cantik. Itu merupakan satu muslihat yang paling baik dan terbaik.
As usual, make sure you subscribe, turn on all for the notifications so you will not miss out on any videos. Check out these 2 other videos as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye!